There are a few ways, actually, that Chicago is related to Mardi Gras. During film's early days, even before Charlie Chaplin reigned on screen, New Jersey, New York, and Chicago were major hubs for film development. In fact, Chicago was home to two well-known movie companies during the silent era. One of them was S&A Film Manufacturing Company, founded in 1907 by George Spoor and Gilbert Anderson. So S&A would end up producing several silent films that starred Charlie Chaplin. Gloria Swanson was also one of S&A's stars. Today, the S&A lot, if you'd like to visit it, is home to a small private Episcopal college. So that's one silent film company that was based in Chicago. The other is this one, the Selig Polyscope Company. It was founded about 10 years prior to S&A, so around 1896, and it produced hundreds of commercial movies, including the first films starring silent film stars Harold Lloyd and Fatty Arbuckle. Selig Polyscope was created by this guy, William Selig, who was born and raised in Chicago. In addition to his Chicago location, Selig established this movie studio in Los Angeles in 1909. So what does all of this old silent era Chicago movie history have to do with Mardi Gras? Well, in 1902, a crew from the Selig Polyscope Company traveled from Chicago down to New Orleans during the Carnival or Mardi Gras season to film a series of short silent movies. Now, unfortunately, like about 75 to 80% of silent film, we don't have these anymore, but we do have titles of them. Arrival of Rex, The Continental Guards, Down in Dixie, Fun on the Levee, Mardi Gras Parade, Panoramic View of the French Market, and Turning Keys Over to Rex. So of particular interest to us as we're talking about Chicago's relationship to Mardi Gras are Arrival of Rex, Mardi Gras Parade, and Turning Keys Over to Rex. So again, we don't have these films, but we can learn a little bit more about them from the Selig Polyscope catalog. So the first 6 lines in this entry from AFI are just telling you about New Orleans. But look at the highlighted text. We obtained last year special permits from the Mayor of New Orleans, which enabled our artists to reproduce the principal scenes for the benefit of our customers. So the Selig Company from Chicago received special permit from the Mayor of New Orleans to film behind the scenes of Mardi Gras and the Carnival season. At the top of this entry, it says Arrival of Rex, 1902, documentary, and Selig Polyscope Company. Okay, so what does that mean, Arrival of Rex? Well, here is Rex on the streets of New Orleans in 1903 during the Mardi Gras season, and Rex is known as the King of Carnival. Here's another image from the early 1900s entitled Approach of Fleet with Rex. Here's a closer look. Since 1874, on Lundi Gras, which is the day before Mardi Gras, Rex, or the king of the carnival, would arrive by boat, or we might say yacht in this case, at the riverfront. And he and his royal court, whom you can see sort of in between the crowd of people and the boat standing on that bridge, and Rex and his royal court would then travel from the river to City Hall in grand carriages, which you can see in the bottom third of this image, where the mayor would present Rex with the keys to the city and grant him temporary rule of the day. So this Rex landing at the riverfront falls by the wayside after World War I, and these days Rex is joined by the king of the Zulu, and the mayor of New Orleans gives over the keys to the city to both of these carnival monarchs at the same time. So now we know what Arrival of Rex and Turning Keys Over to Rex mean. And we can understand why Mr. Selig would want to travel down to New Orleans from Chicago to capture all of this spectacle and festivity and bring it back to Chicago and ultimately to other audiences around the world so they can see what all is going on here, something new, something exciting that perhaps they had never seen before. Selig Polyscope is making these films in 1902, but in 1909, Selig had his eye on New Orleans for a little bit of a different reason, more permanent ideas in mind, we might say. Since most film studios during this time, again, were set up in New York, New Jersey, and Chicago, where weather conditions are not quite conducive for filming year-round, they were looking for southern locations to house a film studio as well. And Selig Polyscope in particular thought that New Orleans was going to be the next New York for silent film production. So on January 8th, Mr. Selig sends his top filmmaker, Francis Boggs, along with some actors and a cameraman, to construct a few short silent comedies around Mardi Gras. This is what they come up with: The Shriner's Pilgrimage to New Orleans, Mr. Mix at the Mardi Gras, and Four Wise Men. We can locate at least one more Chicago Mardi Gras connection with a 1912 movie called Mardi Gras Mix-Up from the Kalem Company, an ad for which you can see here, a Mardi Gras Mix-Up, and at the very top it reads Kalem Company. The Kalem Company was founded in 1907 by these three guys, George Klein, Samuel Long, and Frank Marion. George Klein was a Chicago businessman and film distributor whose family obtained an exclusive agreement with the Edison Company to sell Edison's movie equipment in the Chicago area, so presumably he had some clout. And like Mr. Selig, who we'd been talking about, the Kalem Company saw potential in New Orleans as its home base, especially during the winter season. Also, like Selig, the Kalem Company made films there, as we just saw with a Mardi Gras Mix-Up, but they never relocated. Here's a quote from a 2010 article that recounts Mardi Gras-related movies. In reality, Mardi Gras is a season and a state of mind, and almost impossible to adequately capture on the big screen. And maybe that is the case, but Hollywood has certainly tried to capture it over a century, because there are over 200 films that feature Mardi Gras in some way or another. Perhaps you'll tell me your favorites in the comments below. I'm Kelly with Chicago Movie Tours. Happy Mardi Gras, and I'll see you soon.